They used to call me Crazy Joe, well, now they can call me Batman.
Good morning. Welcome back to Krazy Joe's Concession Stand. This is Krazy Joe coming to you with another theatrical release that we're going to talk about. Today, we're talking about the movie The Apprentice, which opened in theaters this past weekend. The movie stars Sebastian Stan, best known as Bucky from the MCU, as Donald Trump, former President Donald Trump. And he gives very good performance. It's very hard when you play a character like Donald Trump, who is so well known, such a personality with such a distinct way of talking, and such a Trump has like a specific cadence to his talk, and the way he speaks, everybody knows. And it's difficult to play a character like that because you can come off as a parody. Like, you don't want, when you're making a serious biopic, to feel like a Saturday Night Live skit. And there's always the risk of doing that. And Sebastian Stan really makes the right decisions here, in that he doesn't try to do a Trump voice. He does, this movie's going to be huge, it's going to be the best. He doesn't talk in that kind of Trump cadence. He just uses his natural speaking voice and tries to kind of embody Trump's personality, which is a much better choice, because then you get the essence of Trump without feeling like you're watching a parody or a mockery of him. It's always a tricky thing. I talked about this about a week ago when we talked about Saturday Night. The actors playing Aykroyd and Chevy Chase and Gilda Radner, they ran that risk as well, and they did a very good job of just embodying those people and not making it seem like a goofy impression. Always a balancing act. So this film, I've read some really weird reviews on this film in the past week. After I saw it, I wanted to see what other people had to say, and I checked some reviews, and a lot of the reviews were saying things like, I don't know who thought it was a good idea to make a bio on Trump. No one's going to watch this. Trump haters aren't going to go see this, because if you hate Trump, you're not going to want to see a movie about him. And if you love Trump, you're not going to want to see a movie that's critical of him. So there's no audience for this film. And I thought, wow, that is the stupidest commentary I've ever heard. Like, that is just incredibly stupid. I kind of said it with Reagan, too. When I saw Reagan, I came out of Reagan, and I didn't like the movie. And I said to someone, I didn't really like the movie. And they said, what did you expect? It was Reagan. Clearly someone who hates Ronald Reagan. And I said, he's a historical figure. It doesn't matter if you like him or not. You can like him, you can hate him, but he had a part to play in history, and therefore there is a story to be told about him. This isn't a question of, did you like the man, did you hate the man? This is a question of, was his story told well? And Donald Trump, and full disclosure, I don't usually get into politics on this channel, but full disclosure, I hate Donald Trump. I hate the guy. I think he's a son of a bitch. But I wanted to see this movie because, love him or hate him, you cannot deny the fact that he's a compelling figure. What makes this guy tick? What makes this guy able to get so much loyalty from so many? You see people walking around with T-shirts proudly proclaiming, "I'm voting for a convicted felon." A convicted felon. Excuse me, it's early and I'm not feeling well today. And you think, wow, people are proud of the fact that they're voting for a convicted felon. What about this man? What inspires that kind of devotion in people? It's a really fascinating thing. So, yeah, I don't care if you like him or hate him. This is a compelling story. It's a compelling story to be told. So the question is, did they tell it well? Well, unlike Reagan, which was terrible, I think they did tell it well. This does not really delve into his political career. I mean, there's inklings, there's hints of it, but this is about his coming to power in the real estate industry in the 70s and 80s. And it ties in closely with his relationship with a lawyer named Roy Cohn. And Roy Cohn is played by actor Jeremy Strong, gives a great performance. And I wasn't too familiar with Roy Cohn. Apparently, Roy Cohn played a part in the McCarthy hearings, and he was kind of a notorious lawyer in those days, known as a fixer. People would go to him to get out of scrapes, and he kind of took Trump under his wing. And you kind of find how Roy Cohn sort of taught Trump everything he knows. So obviously the title The Apprentice is a play on the reality show that aired on NBC for most of the 2000s. But in this film, Donald Trump is the apprentice to Roy Cohn. It's really a film about their relationship, which is a story I did not know, and I found it very interesting. You also have in the cast Maria Bakalova as Ivana Trump, and she also gives a good performance. This is a compelling film. I really enjoyed this film. It was kind of an interesting portrait into who Trump is, how he shaped his public persona, a lot of it with this Roy Cohn's help, how he kind of learned to be as ruthless as he is. Notoriously, Trump is known for going on TV and just telling bald-faced lies with no sense of guilt, no sense of self-awareness that, he just can lie straight-faced, and it's wild. And in this film, you kind of understand that this comes from Roy Cohn, who told him things like, it doesn't matter if you lose, you never admit defeat. You go out and you declare victory no matter what. Sound familiar? 2020 election, anyone? Yeah, this is a fascinating portrait, and I think it's very, very well done because it doesn't come off as parody, and I learned a lot about Trump's history that I didn't know. This notion that you can only see biopic, do they call it? Is it a biopic or a biopic? I've heard it pronounced both ways, but this idea that you can only watch a biography of someone you like is just asinine. You can hate someone and they're still compelling. Their story's still interesting, and they still have a price to pay in history, or a place in history. They played their part, and Trump is certainly going to be one of the most studied individuals of the 21st century, and it begins here. I say check out this movie. I think it's really good. I think Sebastian Stan gives a wonderful performance, and I think it's a very, very interesting and well done film. All right, everybody, till next time, and excuse my voice, I'm really not feeling well today. Keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas with the plastic feet. Keep wearing those pajamas. Tell everyone you meet. Keep wearing those pajamas with the back door flap. Keep wearing those pajamas. Don't open it, it's a trap. Oh no, it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander adamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now we're having fun. Keep wearing those pajamas. And now the song is done.